I'm in here raw, every breath, every wind seeps straight in. Burns so bad like being dunked in a pool of straight liquor with no skin. I'm in here raw, agitated, aggravated, like my mind's been sliced up by a bazillion tiny little razors twisted and cut, left to bleed out. Slow and visibly, though. Nobody can see the pain, but it's real, affecting everything from my feet to my brain. No wonder I can never stay sober. This shit's insane. The cruelest kind of pain can't be met with empathy, but instead a condescending look, a demeaning name, a label of shame. What the fuck did you say? I'm in here raw. Like every feeling I never dealt with is now a glass shard I swallowed, outnumbering me now, stabbing me deeper every time I breathe. The pain intensifies, symptoms worsen dramatically, till I come crashing to my knees, grabbing my stomach and roll on my side, ugly cry and scream, fuck, I hate my life. I'm in here raw, caged in now, locked in and sober, but fucked up, full gamut of emotions. I rage, I scream, fall apart and cry again, then bash and throw everything in eyesight. They come fast, stare at me through the glass. I'm pounding my head into it, hoping to break through. Instead, I'm met with oogling eyes fixated on me from a safe distance, protected with this clear wall between us. They write and watch me intently. Their eyes, their faces say it all. To them, I'm just another name on the roll call. I'm in here raw. Somebody help. Isn't this place supposed to help? I'm dying, can't you see? You can't see my wounds, my deepest gashes slashed into my mind, so I guess it never happened in your eyes. Guess I'm just crazy. 'Cause when I show up, when I speak up, when I'm just being myself, you say, sit down, shut up, slow down. We don't do that here. Nope, not allowed. You're a circle. We just need to chisel you down till you fit in this box that we made up for you. No fucking thank you. Such a disgrace. Here to pretend you're the martyr, lending me a helping hand, collecting a check you demand, yet you don't deserve, cashing in on all of our illnesses, our biggest weaknesses, when we're at our absolute worst. No fucking thank you. Fuck this place. I'm not your fake-ass community service project pretending to be better than it is, not yours to mold as you see fit. Sure, I'm shattered, I'm not denying that shit. Drenched in sweat, haven't even slept or had a shower yet. Nothing left, just bloodstains and used up veins, but I'm not average by any means, so don't tell me to sit down. I earned my seat. I'd kill to be here. I made it out. Now let me out. Survived, yes, but I'm not free yet. Welcome to sober living. Welcome to sobriety. Welcome to recovery. Okay, so that was just a little snippet of me trying to verbalize what it felt like to first sober up. I sobered up so many different times, if we want to count the detoxes, the ambulance rides, the hospital visits, the psych ward, the rehabs, the halfway houses, the sober livings. I sobered up so many different times, and it hurt every single time. And if you could just imagine walking around with all of your skin ripped off, and even I remember like just the wind felt painful on me. I felt everything. I felt so raw, and nobody could see that raw pain. It could only be felt by me. Nobody can see that what's going on inside your head that you're not able to verbalize. It could only be felt by you. That initial period is hard for a reason. It's normal that it's hard. I'm glad I didn't just cave into it, though. I really tried to push through it every single time. And I think every single time I got a little bit closer to long-term sobriety. And I just remember not feeling like I could do it, feeling so weak, and at the same time wanting to sober up so much. Especially towards the end. In the beginning, I definitely wasn't ready. And for me, it took so many tries before something finally stuck. It feels like you can't get through that initial pain, that initial detox, that initial one day sober. But it's not impossible. It feels that way. It feels like this insurmountable thing that's in like a whole nother universe, and you just can't grasp it. It is possible. The thing I will say, which I can only speak about what happened for me, was if I would give up for a bit, go out, use some more, try all the experiments I needed to try to make sure that I truly was somebody with a drug addiction, a drug problem, an alcohol addiction, an alcoholic, I had to wake up in the emergency room and them tell me, you are over 4.0 alcohol in your system, whatever medical stuff they're trying to tell me. And in my mind, I'm thinking, most people would think that's lethal. That's why I had to drink the black charcoal. Well, in my mind, I thought, oh, wow, I went that far and I still lived. Well, I guess I was built for this. I think this is what I was made to do. And most people would think, okay, yeah, I should probably stop drinking. But that wasn't enough for me to know I was an alcoholic. I had to run my own experiments. I had to mix this with that and see if I couldn't come up with the perfect concoction. Maybe I just hadn't found my perfect little mixture for my personality. But whatever it is, once I fell flat on my face and once I was exhausted and I wanted to sober up again, I tried with everything in me to sober up. And I would do that again and again and again. And no matter how many times I fell flat on my face, I still tried to get better. I still tried to pursue whatever it was in my head telling me, okay, this has to change. That has to change. I knew for a long time I had to let go of the needle. Okay, I let go of the needle, but I'm not going to quit drinking. Okay, then there was some scary things that happened in early parenthood where it became very clear you need to let go of the bottle. Okay, well now I don't want to let go of my cigarettes. Okay, well if all you do is smoke cigarettes, that's far better. Then came the point where I'm like, okay, I don't want all these chemicals coming off of me and onto my young son. Okay, time to quit the cigarettes. Okay, what now? I like Coke. Okay, not Coke, but Coke. Okay, you can drink some Coke. Okay, now you need to get a little healthier. Little by little, I do what I had to do to get better. But obviously, I had to go to detox and I had to do all that initial work in the recovery houses. And I went to the meetings and I didn't like the meetings and I still went. A lot of that is me trying to express how I felt frustrated with the way the medical or rehab industry was set up. It didn't feel like I was being treated as an individual. It felt like we were all being kind of shoved in the same box. And if you didn't fit in, well, get the hell out and go back to your drug of choice, basically. There wasn't like, oh, if you don't fit in here, well, maybe you can go try this or try that. But what I found was just as I was trying to find that perfect dose of drugs and alcohol that would work for me specifically as an individual, what would make me feel the best, what would make me feel the most high, but yet at the same time the most in control and like my life wasn't going off the rails. Well, in recovery, I had to find that too. What really worked for me personally, not what 90% of people were telling me to do, but what would work for me. Again, I would have to try things. I would have to experiment. I would sometimes go back out and try using in a different way. Fall down again, get back up, but never give up on that I could do something, that I could do something else, that I was adamant on the fact that I was not going to die just another statistic. I wasn't going to die another addict in the street that somebody was going to push off and never know what happened to him. I wanted to overcome this. So what helped me the most was getting that initial period of recovery under my belt of sobriety, like 60 days, 90 days, 3 months, 6 months, just having that long period where I'm not drinking, I'm not doing drugs, I have a clear mind, I'm starting to feel like almost like the kid version of myself, but as an adult, as a young parent. And then I had that newfound purpose. I am in charge of Nico now. I am in charge of a whole nother person. I have a huge responsibility and I have a huge opportunity here to do the right thing. I chose to become a parent that doesn't use drugs and alcohol. It took me, I think, 2 years, sometime when he was very young, so Nico doesn't even remember me drinking, but I drank the first several years I had him, maybe the first year. But once I had that purpose, that was like my driving force. My purpose will always be to be the best I can be, to be around for my son, because the second I start using, Boom, let's rewind back to the very front of the video. And if I decide that I want to have a drink today, even if I just take one single shot of vodka, rewind back to the beginning of the video, because addiction is a progressive illness. I can't express enough that when I pick back up, I go right back to where I left off. And then sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a week or 2 weeks. Everything seems like this honeymoon stage, and so it like sucks me back in. But then like 2 weeks in, boom, right back to where I started, but worse, but more hopeless. So I just want to put this out as a reminder to myself, no matter how many years I have sober, I am still just as vulnerable today to becoming that low-life, junkie, criminal, drug addict, piece of shit that I was when I stopped using. If I decide to pick up, I go right back to being that person. That person, that doesn't take years to get back to. That takes like 24 hours to 2 weeks to get back to that pain point that I was at. So I just want that to be my reminder, that to be my motivation when I feel like, oh, I got 7 years. That can feel like I made it, but I haven't made it. I'm always going to fight this. This thing's always going to be right here the second I pick right back up. Today, I can say I feel free. I feel lighter than I've ever felt. Free as far as my mind, body, and spirit. Financially free? No. Still working on that. But if I had to choose one or the other, maybe I can't be both financially free and free in the mind, body, and spirit. And if I had to choose one, you better believe I'm going to choose mind, body, and spirit, because my favorite part about this is that constant obsession, that constant nagging in my head, that running dialogue of like, the second I get somewhere where I am not able to use at the drop of a hat, I'm thinking in my head like, oh, maybe I can just sneak off to the bathroom, or I'm going to have to come up with a reason to leave so I can use again, or I'm planning in my head my next use. That constant desire and obsession and compulsion to use, that has been lifted from me. And that is like the best gift I could have ever imagined receiving in my sobriety. And I wanted to share that because I didn't think that would ever happen to me. And that's something that I grasp onto, and I try to hold that tight when I feel like, oh, I haven't really made any progress, or I've been stuck for a while at my business, or why can't I be financially independent? That's something that I really strive towards, but I keep finding myself having to lean on my husband for financial support. When I start to feel in this way, I have to remind myself from where I started, and this was a good reminder for me. I hope that somebody else was able to relate in some way to this. If nothing else, it can serve as my personal reminder of why to never pick up again, because for the first time in a long time, I feel free, and I really, really do not want to trade that in.